I've woken the next morning to the sound of Mrs. Dornish rolling her trash bin down the driveway. Must be something stuck into one of the wheels, because with each rotation the bin lurches upwards and smacks heavily against the pavement. Roll, roll, smack. Roll, roll, smack. I tense. Wait for the sound of something to drop. Only just a question why I wouldn't do something like that when the sound of something hollow bouncing on the concrete interrupts the rolling. Hear her stop, pick whatever it is up, and toss it back inside the bin. Roll, roll, smack. Roll, roll, smack. Lie there for a moment. Brows furrowed against my closed eyes. Ultimately shake it off. Yeah, I didn't think this was the end of it, but I had a bit of a think, and I was like, I thought before that he had briefly mentioned wanting to wish that all this restarted, and I had to take him back to before all this happened, so the question is, why are we back here then? Because we should not exist now. I'm going to push myself up in bed, rub the sleep out of my eyes, look around. My room. Yes, this is my room, same as it is every morning. Yet somehow, it feels like I haven't seen it in a long time. A chill on the inside of my cheek, and a strange feeling of disconnection wash over me. I take in the blankets, far wall, the open bedroom door, and reach over for my glasses on the bedside table, load them across my nose. Wander off towards the kitchen to start the coffee pot. Maybe I really did drink too much yesterday, making my head all weird. Once the coffee is percolating, I empty the last of my chocolate rice snappers to a bowl and take it to the soup. I pause a moment, mid-slap, to look around. Why does it feel so strange? Why does the morning sun, shining in the exact angle, send a chill down my spine, butterflies through my belly? I shake my head. Don't have time for this. Finish out the snappers and head for the bathroom. I look awful. But then again, when don't I? Hook a finger around the corner of my mouth and pull my lip back to reserve the damage to my back filling. Yep, still about to pop. Still need to get those wisdom teeth looked at. Tackling them with the toothbrush instead. Washing away the chocolate and rinsing it out of my mouth. Once finished, I splash 3 good-sized handfuls of water onto my face, hoping to wash away the clean feeling disquiet while I'm at it. Before pulling away, run my throat, half expecting to find bruises beneath my ears. But of course, there's nothing. I had no idea why I had bruises on my throat in the first place. I glance at myself in the mirror for even entertaining such a thought. So, he doesn't really remember what happened during the first act? Coffee is ready by the time I step back out, ready to start the day. I grab a mug and make for my usual post at the desk. Open my usual programs and start my usual tunes. Certainly won't be able to ask for any extensions due to odd detachments from reality, so I'm just going to have to focus. 2 cups of coffee, 1 granola bar, and 2 readjustments of my leg later, I've reached my groove. Nod my head to the music as my fingers dance sporadic rhythms across the keys. Phone call from a Sue. So focused I don't even notice my phone buzzing till it's about to switch over to voicemail. Ring phone icon catches my eye. It's Hannah. Thankfully snap my hand towards it. And yes, spill the coffee. Only for the tips of my knuckles to graze the handle of my cup of coffee, sending it and the last of a few sips of cold coffee towards the carpet. The nerve in my body racks at once. Leap from my chair to grab it. I need to take my headphones cord out and jack in the process, and probably blast the dance-worthy beats of my electro swing throughout the entire apartment. This about sends my heart to overdrive, and with a panic twist, reach back for who knows what at this point. My flying hand hits the back of the chair. My feet bristle beneath me, and we both go down. It hits the soggy carpet just as my phone gives one last zealous buzz. My brain itself straight off the desk and onto my chest. Pick it up, and it beeps to tell me I have a new message. For fuck's sake. Hannah, what do you have to... Stop. How do I know it's Hannah? I look at the phone, and sure enough, his name is in the caller ID. Weird. Weirder still, because I don't think he's ever called me before. Cut the music off and jab the redial button, balancing the phone between my ear and shoulder, set to blotting the carpet with a paper towel wads. Phone rings twice, then connects. Hey, sorry, I missed your call. What's up? Paper towels are soaked by this point. Sound that comes through the receiver isn't what I expected. Sobs. Harry sniffles. A cough. Even in this place, it still happens. Hannah, he's crying. Icky. Pause on my carpet cleaning ministrations. Hannah, what's wrong? Pause, then. Is it Box? Somehow triggers another call from Hannah. She's gone, Iggy. I don't know where or what happened. I just woke up this morning and she was gone. There's no note, nothing. Starts a fresh wave of sobs. Iggy, she took Sadie. Both of them, they're just gone. Cold and a cold and a cold. Slowly fall back onto my rear end. It all feels too familiar. Shake my head, trying to collect my thoughts. You're sure she didn't say anything last night, or what about an appointment? Anything in the calendar? Maybe you just forgot. Hannah's voice shakes. It's nothing. Would have known, and besides, the car is still in the garage. He pauses, and I can hear him swallow. Iggy, I'm scared. You haven't heard from me, have you? Or did she say anything last night? Anything strange? Run her hand through my hair. I haven't heard from her since last night. She seemed normal, I guess. I don't know. Nothing stood out to me. She wouldn't stop crying, Iggy. I spin around. That voice sounded so real. Already reached out to everyone else. No one's heard from her. Hear Hannah sniff through the phone. It's been hours. I don't know what to do. Rub my face, my eyes, trying to stay focused on Hannah. It's, Bucks. Probably she forgot to tell you about something. Sure, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for it. Another sniff. But we all know that it's not. Lies quiet for a moment, then soft as a whisper. Yeah. Be fine, okay? Just keep trying her. Yeah. Iron goes dead. I blink. Hannah? There's no response. He must have hung up. I just sit there a moment, staring at the far wall. It just feels strangely tight. That tingling sensation of disquietude gnawing at the base of my neck has grown, branching out like an electric spiderweb on my skin. Push myself back to my feet and carry the soggy paper towels wads to the trash can in the kitchen. Fall atop an empty fruit snack box with a wet thwap. And as I watch the dribbles of coffee descend across the mouths of the sharks, decorating its front like the blood of their latest kill, something pings in my head. I need to do something. Do something? Do what? Maybe I can change things. Change what? Growing and bring my hands to my face, clutching at my eyes. About ready to give myself a good smack. Gaze falls on my phone. I should call someone. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Call someone. See if I can figure out what the hell is going on. There's a small middle rectangle of the floor and I slumped down in my work chair, bringing out my contacts. Call someone. Call who? Not like I've got a lot of choices. I only got one choice. Call Genzo. Cause I was gonna say, I'll try calling all of them this time, because we did get to try calling him last time. Though I don't think he would have picked up, because I think by that time him and Gidget were already in Wonderland, so... Okay, let's call Genzo. Scroll down to Genzo's name on the list. Seems like the safest bet, I guess. Still not sure why I need to call him, or anyone to be honest. If I'm going to go out of my way to force myself into a social interaction, might as well be with someone who doesn't care how awkward I am. I press the call button. Phone rings. Rings again. Rings for a third time, just about giving up, till the ring cuts off mid-blip. Somewhat out of breath Genzo belts loudly into the receiver. Iggy! I wince and pull the phone away from my ear. God damn, Iggs, is there blood raining from the sky? Are the mountains trembling? We must be about to fall if you're calling me. Very funny. I roll my eyes. So, what's up? What do you need your bestest pal in the universe for on this fine morn? Did you... Suddenly hear rustling on the phone, followed by Genzo's muffled voice shouting at someone. I said in the back room. You think I can't hear you over there? And closer, back into the receiver. Jesus. Everything alright over there? I asked with a chuckle. Hey, a bit of mad at house. You couldn't tell. Need about your parts coming in. Got an order I'm getting ready for pickup this afternoon. Already had 2 drop-offs this morning. Dang, I won't keep you then. It wasn't anything important, just a random urge to call, I guess. Jesus, Iggs, don't hype yourself up too much there. People start asking you to run for president. Another rustle. Seems to have moved the phone to his opposite ear. Tell you what, you come down to the shop. Have a proper convo. Beers and everything. As soon as I'm done with this order. But I stopped myself. For the usual excuse I give whenever anyone asks me to do anything. I close my eyes for a moment and take a breath. You know what? Sure. I'll be over in a bit. Hot diggity damn! Hear over the receiver before what sounded like the phone falling to the ground and a string of curse words. Arc 2, yeah. Genzo's shop is over in the downtown area, good 15 minutes walk from Brookside. Then again, most places are a good 15 minutes walk from Brookside. Either that or I just have a really bad sense of time. The little bell above the door rings as I step inside. I'm quickly met with a scent of grease and metal, what smells faintly like damp wood chips. Genzo's head pops up from behind the far counter, so fast he hits his skull on the overhead shelves. God fucking... Grimaces and pushes himself to his feet, one hand to the back of his head. That was graceful, I say with a laugh. Yeah, so... We definitely didn't disappear from this world then. Because... Yeah, everything is as it was before, I guess. Oh, Iggs! His normal smile returns. That was quicker than expected. One hand up to trace the side of the counter. His tools around to the front. Immediately shoots his arm out. Put him here. Guess I figured I should have come over before I talked myself out of it. Lean forward towards his shoulder. He brings his arms around my middle in a hug that crushes me against his belly. Hey, acceptance is the first step towards recovery. Am I right or am I right? He laughs and gives me a final squeeze. Pull back, some of the grease smudges from his cheeks and neck relocate themselves onto my clothes. Glance around, checking out the displays of newly repaired bikes, waiting for their new homes like dogs at the animal shelter. A lot of work today then, huh? Tell me about it. Just about to double check the new invoice of the old number cruncher. Come on. Gestures and head towards the entryway, back into the back shop, and searching out key landmarks along the way. The smell was even stronger in the back. Half-finished bicycle lays in the middle of the floor. Past it, I see a large tool bench. Everything neat and tidy and perfectly in its place. There's a pile of boxes in the corner, one of them already opened, and the gleam of dirty silver peeking out. Genzo turns away from the shop proper and into a small office complete with desk, computer, printer, and slowly twirling overhead fan. Something about the colours that makes it look like something straight out of the 70s. The floor-to-ceiling wood paneling on the walls doesn't help. Can't help but wonder if this place was like this when Genzo brought it. Genzo slumps down in the orange leather computer chair and spins towards the monitor. Damn, order was supposed to come yesterday, but what can you do? Service these days. He hits a key on the keyboard. The speakers crackle to life with Start window, search box, edit, type here to search. A couple more key flicks and a spreadsheet opens up on the screen. 2 columns of numbers. Begins tapping through them, listening to the name of each item followed by the amount and prices. Take this opportunity to glance around silently. There isn't much on the desk or on the walls. The end of a phone toucher sticks through a round hole in a turned up wood veneer. A couple of empty granola bar wrappers sit beneath the monitor. Black-bordered clock on the wall ticks away. What's most surprising, to the extent that I pull a double take upon seeing it, is a small lumpy figure slouched over just past the keyboard. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's kind of hard to miss in this very brown and dull room. Hit that little guy. Thank you for zooming in on him. Saves me having to edit it. Not that I really edit much. It's been hacked together from green and blue swatches of fabric and filled with beans, giving it a humorously oblong shape. And its eyes have been fashioned from 2 black buttons. Checkers. Checkers and Oldwood. God damn it if it didn't take me back. Made them in home ec class in junior high. Unit where everyone had to practice sewing. All the guys got really immature about it. Made random things from our fabric rather than recommended pillow or tote bag. Genzo and I made checkers and Oswald. 2 partners in crime off on missions most perilous. Both got C's in that unit. Barely keep the chuckle from my lips as I think back. Giving checkers to Genzo afterwards, and he gave me Oswald. Where'd he gone? I frowned. Now I can't remember. My folks' house still, maybe, or sold at a garage sale. Cringe. Now I feel guilty. Some crack jerks me out of my thoughts. I turn to see Genzo slapping the keyboard down against the desk. Goddamn thing. Look at the screen. Speakers have gone quiet. The cursor seems to be frozen in place. Look at this. Can't even open a goddamn spreadsheet for crying out loud. Piece of junk. I slap at the keyboard. Frowns. Whatever. Should have emailed it too. Wait, check this out. You're gonna love this. Technology is great. Yanks out his phone out of his pocket and brings it just below his chin. Hey Dougal, read my mail. Slightly male British voice springs forth from the speaker. No problem. You have 2 new emails. First email, followed by your pharmacy reminder. Prescription number 92871 Barafin HC1 I 150. Stop reading! Gento jabs the button on the phone until the voice stops. Larson bites down on his lips. Barafin, Resmail, isn't that an anti-dip? Then realize what I'm saying and let the words die on my lips. Gento grins sheepishly and turns his head away. Runs a hand through his hair beneath his cap. Hey, I mean, you know how it is. Sometimes nights kinda get long. I mean, since the accident, I'm not surprised. I press my lips together, suddenly very happy that Gento can't see the look on my face. The stone trembling around my gut. Anyway, what the fuck are we just sitting around here for? Come on, there's half-finished velocipede out there that needs a little TLC from yours truly. Where's proud parents come back this afternoon? Lend me a hand? Sure, no problem. Take a step back as Gento maneuvers around the desk and back to the door to the shop. Pauses only momentarily to slap the top frame of the door on his way out. Been a long time since I watched Gento work. It's still as impressive now as it was back then. Hands barely need to touch the frame before your fingers find what they're looking for. There's a twist here and a tug there. What parts he needs laid out in a circle around his little stool, ready to be changed out, popped into place, dents hammered down, and spokes unbent, broken chains replaced. Every tool he needs is in the customary place in his apron, ready to be slipped out at a moment's notice. Held fast between his lips as he frowns at something beneath his fingers. Has me hold the one-wheeled frame to keep it from falling. Though I'm sure it's only to give me something to do and not feel completely useless. Then he sends me to the new boxes or parts to find what he calls a derailleur, which I'm only able to find after he tells me to look for the mechanical seahorse. Once the new chain is back on, it's time for the front wheel, so then it's my job to hold it again. Despite the bike sitting right next to us and seemingly primed for the exact purpose. Nothing like the human touch. Gento assures me and gives my knee a motivating pat through the fame. By this point, both our faces and hands are streaked with grease. Gento's from actually getting up close and personal with the feisty two-wheeler. Mine because I forgot about the grease on my hands and gave my face a big old swipe to a tingling itch on my nose. The wheel goes on easily and the chain connected. A few pumps of air into the tires lands the final touch. Then the bike is good to go, standing tall and proud. Gento takes a rag to the frame, wiping away any potential grease stains that may have been left behind. Take it for a spin. Test spin. He stands up, turning the rag to his own hands. Can't really do the honors myself. Look down the bike, then up at Gento. I haven't stepped foot on a bike in years. I mean, sure, okay. I thought I had some leg out of the frame and positioned myself on the saddle. Keep feeling up on their toes. No brakes feel sticky beneath my sweaty palms. Not really, good at this, though. All forward, lisping first left and right, and back to left. Feel it tipping, but I can't do anything about it. With a helpless, oh no, two of us go down. Gento just laughs out loud at a groan. Slow down there, Lance. I'll need to fix it again at this rate. I'm not sure I'm the best partner to have in the shop. I pull myself back to my feet and lug the bike back with me. Nah, you're great. Wouldn't change a thing about you. Something about the words that gives me pause. I feel tendrils of heat lap up my cheeks. But it's a comforting feeling rather than an awkward one. I find it loosens the muscles in my shoulder and untwists my bowels. Homie. Anyway, what do we do now? So they're gonna pick it up later? Yeah, sometime this afternoon. Comes his phone. Hey Jiggle, what time is it? It's 2:34 p.m. Probably got some time then. Help me lug this thing up front, and we can kick things back with some beers. Wheel the bike into the front of the shop area. Skinty cleans the leftover parts and scraps. The newly restored frame gleams next to its siblings beneath the fluorescent light. Back here, Riggs. Ginzo calls as they start back. Seems to scrounge around in a small fridge at the back of the shop. Pulls 2 beers out from the bottom shelf. Convenient, mused on my approach. Isn't it, though? Ginzo laughs. It's great being your own boss sometimes. Reaches towards the wall and feels for the nearby handle, tucking open the door to the back patio. The sun is high in the sky at this point, but a little area is shaded, looking out across a small wooded area behind the development. Gunzo kicks his foot out to locate the lawn chair that's clearly seen its fair share of use before, sinking down into it with a sigh. Gestures towards the other side of the door. Should be another one over there. I find it as promised, pulled it up against the wall and carried it over to join him. Gunzo pops open his beer, takes a sip, clutches his legs out in front of himself. I follow suit. It's a wonderful little breeze whistling through the trees and playing with my curls. For just a second, I'm back in grade school, and Genzo and I have just come back from an expedition in the woods, feasting on the well-worn spoils of orange juice and ice pops. Genzo scrounges around in his pocket before pulling out a packet of cigarettes. Brings one to his lips, lights it with a flick of his lighter, and sits back and takes a long, slow drag before blowing a stream of smoke into the air. So, when are you getting together, hey? He asks out of the blue. Question catches me off guard, nearly choking my beer. What? Kenzo just shrugs and laughs, cigarette bouncing off between his lips. Always figured it was inevitable. It was an inevitability myself, just didn't know when. I mean, I don't... Run a hand through my hair, nails scratching my scalp. I have never really thought about it. Never? Kenzo raises a brow. I know, maybe, but I don't know. He is bouncing like a jackhammer. Genzo is quiet, hand pointing lazily skyward. Takes a sip from his beer and taps the ash off the end of his cigarette. Didn't know it was such a touchy subject, he finally says with a grin. It's not, I don't think about that type of stuff often. Genzo turns towards me. I can practically see him blinking in amused interest beneath his sunglasses. You're a bit of an old duck, you know that, Iggs? Oh, you're portrait of normalcy, I crack. Ha, this is Lick's laugh. I suppose you got a point there. That's his stomach. At least I got this old belly of mine to keep me company into my ripe old age. It's the only thing that can put up my works. I frown. I goes back to the night prior, to what Orm said. What Genzo had seemed pretty adamant on avoiding. Rubbed the mouth of my beer across his lips absent-mindedly, watching him for a few moments. You know, finally I say, letting the silence stretch just for a few more moments. You can always tell me anything, right? If you want to, of course. Genzo is quiet. Sailor's pointing off towards the trees now. He's got his cigarette perched on the end of his lips. Up, down, hookers it back and forth. Finally grabs it between his fingers, cocking it out at an angle as he blows a plume of smoke. I'll tell you. Once you've gotten yourself hitched and you put out 2.5 kids and a white picket fence to curl them. How about that? Then we'll be able to have ourselves a good laugh about it. Don't say anything. Or, and hear me out, he continues, you get yourself good and famous, you know, churning out hit games, and you get yourself a big old apartment in New York City with 5, 6 lovely ladies at your beck and call. Whichever comes first. Those are some high demands. Hey, I expected a lot of you. What can I say? Clearly. Silence returns as we sit there, sipping on our beers, taking in the breeze, listening to the birds somewhere up in the trees. It's nice. Like equivalent to being at home by myself nice. Not sapping me of energy nice. Not demanding or expecting anything of me nice. Just feeling at ease. Gives a reach over, feels on my shoulder, gives it a squeeze. Hey, thanks for coming over, you know. Trying to squeeze with a squeeze of my own, wrapping my fingers around his knuckles. Or for perhaps a moment too long. Of course. It's nice that these two are having a nice little moment, but we still got the issue of Box and the child. I get back to my apartment a bit before dinner time. Despite the fatigue tugging at my mental muscles, somehow I feel, I don't know, lighter. Head is a bit clearer. I even feel myself smiling as I think about the evening ahead, how much work I still have left to do. I ordered myself beef and broccoli from the little Chinese place a few blocks over to assuage the hunger growing in my belly. I set myself to work. Need to focus. Get at least a few solid hours in before bed. I can still catch up relatively easy so long as I don't slack. Just need to find my groove. Made it to around 11 before I find myself making errors. Definitely shouldn't be making. Means it's time to call it quits for the day. I retreat to my bed and a good 30 minutes of reading in before my eyes start drooping. My head starts comprehending the words on the page. Time to sleep. Don't think about Hannah and Box again until I turn off my bedside lamp. And by that point, I'm so tired that it isn't more than a passing thought, burying my head in my pillow. I'm sure it's fine. I'll call tomorrow. Yeah, about that. Alright, this dream. Dream that night. In the woods and someone's calling me. Chase after the voice in the darkness. Every time I think I'm getting close, it comes from a different direction. Iggy. Run faster. Branches whipping at my face. Roots underfoot threatening to send me stumbling into the dirt. Come find me, Iggy. Run and run and run. Run until I reach some sort of clearing. Where is this place? There's a giant gate at the far end. I'm not even sure if gate is the right word. More like a barrier built from knotted trees. There's a lock on it. Okay, yeah, this is definitely different. Giant keyhole carved from dark wood. As I let my fingers trace the rounded curves, the voice returns. Open it. Open it? Open it how? I glance down and find I'm holding a doll. Fun eyes stare at me vacantly. Long hair falls between my fingers. Wait. Look back at the lock. Only it's no longer a lock. It's a heart. Beating. Yeah, those dolls seem familiar, because didn't we find them when we were headed our way to Box? I tried taking a step back. Something grabbed my hand. Tiny set of fingers. Too scared to look. But I have to. I have to know. I start to turn my head, only for the voice to whisper right next to my ear. Please kill me, Iggy. I gasp and sit up, only now I'm back in my bed. Sun reflecting out the window straight into my eyes. I groan, heart still thudding away inside my chest. I wait a few minutes for my sense of reality to return before shaking my head, climbing out of bed. It's late, far later than I usually wake up. As I'm taking my first sip of coffee, I remember Hannah. Rory bubbles up somewhere around my diaphragm. I should call. I was still the last one of my recent calls, and it only takes a second before the phone is ringing. Calls to voicemail after the fifth ring. Damn. You're at the inside of my cheek. Bubbles of worry are starting to turn into a froth. What am I supposed to do at this point? Besides, I'm playing catch up with the work I didn't get to yesterday. Don't have a ton of spare capacity to spend worrying. I'll try again later. For now, it's back to work. Try to focus and concentrate on my work. But even the thought of the looming deadline isn't enough to keep my thoughts from straying. First to Hannah, the way his voice quaked on the phone. Then to Bucks, and the way his voice had cracked with anger during their argument. And for some reason to Genzo, the way his voice sounds when he says my name. Comforting. I've been wrapped up in a warm blanket. All these different voices. Shakes my head. Well, I shake my head. This isn't the time to be daydreaming. I need to get this fucking thing done. Getting a few good hours, but I'm not particularly confident it's my best work. Probably need to go back through everything tomorrow, just in case. I tried calling Hannah again later this afternoon, but there's still no answer. She only agitates the gurgle of unease, turning in my bowels further. It's even affecting my appetite by this point. Nothing sounds good. Nothing healthy, at least. Simply reach for some of the half-eaten snacks in my pantry. Night falls, along with my motivation. Past the point of even trying to divert my attention. Sit at the window and watch Mrs. Dornish make her third trip to the mailbox that day. Then retreat to my bed, figure out a play some music and try to relax. Get an early night's sleep. Tomorrow should have some answers. Even my normal beats only serve to make my nerves dance in different patterns. I cover my head with my pillow. I'm on my feet at the head of the bed. Move to the floor, move to the chair in the living room. Sit there for a while. In the dark. Staring at the wall like an insomniac. Then at some point, my gaze falls. Most of the bag is still slumped on the floor by the far counter where I tossed it the other night. In a split second, before my eyes focus on it, I swear I see it move. What the? Seen it move again? Huh. I'd actually almost forgotten about that. I blink, glance nervously around the dark apartment. But it's empty. Of course it's empty. Fuck, really starting to lose it. Need to get out. Get some fresh air. Clear my head. Push myself up and out of the chair with a little wobble and grab my keys. Then, step outside. Breeze feels refreshing on my cheeks. When I take a deep breath, it curls up in my lungs like a giant whiff of menthol. Maybe I'd just been cooped up too long. I start down the sidewalk, steps disguised by the hum of the cicadas, past the neighboring apartment complexes, past the small houses with their single-car garages. Soon I left Brookside behind me, find myself instinctively heading north, towards my folks' old home. Outcropping of woods there hasn't been built over even after all these years. My palms tingle. Pinprick-like scratching that jumps from one nerve ending to the next makes my fingers twitch. Curl my arms around my chest in an effort to dull the growing spark. Why did I stop, glance around. Why did I walk all the way out here? I shiver. Breeze that had once felt cool and refreshing suddenly feels frigid against my bare arms. Instead of heading back, press further. Across the empty lot between the houses, towards the blackness of the woods beyond. I stop at the threshold between light and dark, one hand up to trace the bark of the nearest tree. What am I doing? Whole arm is throbbing now. 1,000 tiny insects are biting and jabbing and gnawing at the skin. I step forward. Breath snaps no more than a few feet away. Heart leaps into my throat. I throw my arms up with a squawk. Who's there? Cripes in a handbag. About scared the bejesus out of me. Pause. Wait, Eggs? Is that you? I lower my arms and squint as a shadow moves away from the nearby tree. It's Genso. Just Genso. Rapid hammering of my heart begins to recede. Somehow the orange tint of his hat in the darkness feels incredibly comforting all of a sudden. Reaches out with his cane to find me. He gives me a couple of crisp whops on the ass to usher me closer. Damn, Eggs, I've seen more of you these last few days than I have in the last year. I always think you were stalking me, except that I know, well, you. Did being in my presence suddenly spark a deep, unyielding need for an inappropriately timed trolley? You wish. What are you even doing out here? Could ask you the same thing. Scratched the back of my neck. Shuffled my feet. I mean, you know, was just taking a walk. Same. Couldn't sleep. Nah. Grow quiet. A strange chill begins creeping up my spine. I wonder if Genso had the same urge to get out of the house as I had. So, now comes the question of the hour. Yeah? You were, going there, weren't you? I guess. I mean, wasn't really thinking about it. Me neither. You don't think? I don't know. Guess we won't know if we don't check. Yeah. I'll hoots from somewhere in the darkness. Let's go then. Lead the way. Throw a final glance at the black void between the trees, then step inside. The air instantly cools. It's a damp chill, kinda sticks to your skin and weighs down your chest. Press forward through the scattered brush, using my hands to keep from walking face first into a tree. I hear Genso's cane whipping through the grass and snapping against the bark behind me. Focus on that familiar sound. Keeps my nose from jumping out of my skin. Have to say, if we're going to be walking through the woods at night, I'm at least glad it's him that I'm with. His mere presence dulls the sharp bite of anxiety gnawing at my insides. Reach forward, seeking out the bark of the next tree. Only this time, when my fingers touch the jagged edges, it sends a spark all the way up my arm, into the back of my throat. I stop. Genso's cane whacks against my ankles, and he stops too. We're here? Yeah. I answered before I even had the chance to check. 'Cause I know. How could I not? Biggest tree in the forest. Its base like a giant boulder choked with winding roots. Let my fingers trace across its surface as I circle around, careful not to trip on the gnarled outgrowths. Halfway around, my hand hits air. Come to a halt. Barely edges are there, around the gap in the side. Hollow echo of stagnant air. Far-off scent of something sweet. It's open. Take a step back and hear Genso approach. Jesus. Whole body is crackling with energy now. Even the breeze seems to have shifted. Everything moving towards that hole inside the tree. When was the last time? Genso voices a whisper. I don't remember. Throw a glance at Genso. I can just make out through the darkness. Got a hand curled up under his hat, now scratching his scalp. I lick my lips, scratch my arm. Something feels wrong. Too wrong. There's a strange sense of familiarity to all this. Almost as though I stood in this exact spot. Had the same conversation. And the outcome had been less than desirable. Stomach gurgles. Comes over at Genso. Are you getting the weirdest sense of deja vu, or is it me? What do you mean? I mean, like we did this before, the two of us. I think I remember if we'd taken a romantic midnight stroll in the woods before, Reeks. So it seems that I'm the only one to kind of remember all this. Don't know if it has anything to do with my wish, or the fact that I didn't fully die, maybe? I don't know. Roll my eyes. Whatever, it's probably nothing. The whole situation is just weirding me out. Expect another smart retort from Gensu. Something about his normal life is enough to weird me out. But there's nothing. Then I glanced over. He's just standing there. Menacingly. Yeah. Face grim and jaw tight. You okay? What? Oh yeah, just felt real hot all of a sudden. Must be going through menopause. Cock a brow, but turned back towards the hole all the same. What do you think then? Should we go in? My voice hitches. Somehow I feel like we don't have much of a choice. Move forward towards the hole, popping a score amongst the weeds. There's that scent again. Soft. Sweet. Like the tempting aroma of a candy store. Curls up inside my nostrils. I grab the rounded edges and peek inside, leaning forward on my toes. Not sure if it's just some possum hole? Wouldn't that be a hiller? Genso sends behind. I can't tell if he's joking. Turn my head to look back, but wipe my forehead on the top edge and lose my balance. Land with a bruise-inducing thud on my shins, then a string of four-letter words. For just a moment, my teeter-totter swaying back and forth atop the bottom of the edge. Then my forward weight wins until further, and topple straight into the hole. Darkness swallows me. I'm falling. Wind whips my hair, my shirt, stunning waters to my eyes. Something feels like it's being sucked out straight into my bowels. On and on and on and on. Complete nothingness surrounds me, consuming me. But there's a strange sense of familiarity to the darkness too, almost as though it's welcoming me back. I reach out, almost expecting something to grab my hand, but there's nothing. Nothing and no one. And all at once, I feel incredibly alone. Iggy. I look around. Where's that coming from? Feels like it's coming from everywhere and nowhere all at once. What do you want, Iggy? What do I want? What kind of question is that? What do you wish for more than anything else in the world? That I don't know. Think about my life. Think about my apartment in Brookside. Think about my friends. Buxton, Hannah, Gidget and Orlam. Genso. Clench my eyes shut tighter. Half feels confused. Like it wants something, but doesn't even know what. Somehow, the thought is so terrifying that I would rather just not want it at all. I don't know. I don't know what I want. Fingers are starting to tingle. First, tiny nibbles of numbness, then building into incessant zaps of electricity. Up my arms they go, growing and growing into my chest, into my stomach, shooting down into my legs. And loud, so loud I can't hear, I can't think. Just when I think I can't take it anymore, my mind goes blank. And then we start this adventure all over again.